Just really quickly before we jump in, I wanted to tell you just for a moment about my, it's not a charity, it's actually, they like to consider themselves a development project. It's called Hope Rising. And it was created by my good friend Chantal. We grew up together, like we ran up and down the street and played together as little girls. And it's an organization that's set up in Dira, Africa and Ethiopia. And I will tell you a little bit more about it at the end of class. But if you want to donate, I just want you to know that what it goes to is $15 will actually pay the tuition of a child to be in school for an entire year. And that's just one of the things that they do. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get going. I've pasted inside of the chat a playlist on Spotify. So if you'd like to have music, you can go ahead and use that. If you don't have Spotify, or if you just like to use something else, use whatever you want or nothing. I have a couple blocks here. I've got a resistance band. You can use it or not. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you've got music, I'm going to let mine be playing, but it'll be nice and quiet, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. Just enough for me. So we're wanting to revive your vibe today, and I'll speak more to that as we go. But we'll start, first of all, with just finding our breath. And you can sit any way you want, cross-legged, or you can sit on your shins. And we're going to inhale and reach the arms toward the sky. And then exhale, just bring your hands down towards your heart, all the way down until you get to your hips. And so we're going to make big arm circles this way. So inhaling, arms up. And exhale, hands coming back down. So sometimes today we will be moving a little more quickly than you might be used to. I'm just warning you in advance, but you can take it as slow as you want. You can take a break anytime you want. And, this isn't about me, it's about you. So let's do one more. Inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, hands come down to your heart or to the ground. And then you're going to come onto all fours. So make a couple of big hip circles, really big, exaggerated hip circles, so that you can feel even your side waist. Do one more. And then you're going to shift your weight back. Now, if your knees feel okay, you can lean back until you can stretch your quadriceps a little bit. And then we're going to come all the way back forward. And then you're going to find the awkward way to do a circle with your hips. So for me, I actually have to think about it. Now tuck your toes under, lean back, and then we're stretching your quads again. So it's a little deeper if you can tolerate this. And then coming back onto your hands and knees, we'll do some simple cat's breath. So on the inhale, bring your hips up, heart forward. And then on the exhale, completely empty your lungs, pushing down through your knees. We're only doing 3 of these. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, press through your hands and your knees and pull them belly in. Okay, last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming into a neutral spine, you're going to press down through the left hand, bring the right hand behind your head. Might feel slightly awkward, but you're going to inhale and look for a little twist. Might be pretty small. And then exhale, come back to neutral. Let's do that again. Inhale, open up. See if you can press a little more to the left hand. And then back down. Now this time, inhale, open up as much as you can, press down, lift up through your chest, and then extend your arm up. And it's okay if you're a little further back, that's fine. And then we're going to thread the needle. Take your arm underneath until you bring your shoulder to the ground. Another breath in. And then exhale, come on up. So we're going to do the other side. Make sure I can see all y'all in Zoom. And we're going to take the left hand behind your head and inhale, opening up. And exhale down. Now you might notice that one side is a little more open than the other. I just noticed that on myself. Inhale, opening up, twisting open. And exhale, back through center. Now, last one. You know what we did on the other side. Open it up. See if you can press more through the knees, through the right hand, and then reach up with the left arm. Now the left arm comes underneath you, and go ahead and find your version of this threaded needle pose, pressing into the shoulder, the upper arm on the left side. And then let's unwind. You're gonna tuck your toes under, move your hips up and back into downward facing dog. First downward dog of the day for some of us. Some of you I know, like Sarah in Italy, has probably done several downward dogs, if not major things today. Now walk it out a little bit, moving your hips from side to side. And we're going to lift the right leg only up as high as your hip. Pull the knee in, step it all the way forward. So you're going to be in this low lunge. And from here, keep the back knee lifted. We're going to just pulsate here. So on the inhale, you're going to round your back, press through the front foot. And then exhale, push back through the back leg. So your heart moves forward. So let's do that again. It's like cat-cow in a lunge. Inhale. And then exhale. You have one more. Inhale. Exhale. Now lower the left knee and shift your hips back into a small half splits. Now don't sit down, keep your hips elevated. And then coming back to your lunge, plant your hands, and we're gonna find plank, whether it's on your knees or knees up to you. Pausing for an inhale, and then make your way to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. Let's do that again. Inhale, little back bend. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Let's lift the left leg and then step it all the way forward into a low lunge. If you have to pick up the foot and put it there, go for it. Now same thing, inhale, round the back. And then exhale. So there's this feeling of like kind of pulling the back heel towards you as you inhale. And then press the feet away as you exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Lower the right knee, half split. And then coming into your lunge, hands pressed down and find the top of a push-up. Now you can find your way down. However, as long as you don't collapse down, just make your way down to the ground. And here we go again. Inhale, find a cobra. And back to downward facing dog. Good. I think I might have forgotten the half split, but you're okay. You're okay. All right, we're gonna add on here. Let's lift the right leg. You forgive me. And then step it forward. You're in this low lunge. One inhale, rounding the back. Exhale, lower the hips. Now you're gonna keep the left hand down. We're gonna rotate both of your feet to face the right. So you're gonna pick up the feet, parts of the feet, and rotate. Boop. Okay, so now right foot's gonna turn right, the left foot's on the outside edge. Let's try it again. Come on back to lunge. Let's do it again and rotate. And Michelle's like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of hips today. Yeah, you're right. And come back. Now lower the back knee. Inhale, arms rise up. And then exhale, hands are gonna come around to the earth. And find your plank. You can always just go to downward dog or come with us to the earth, Chaturanga. And inhale, Cobra. Find your downward dog again. So remember, you pick up whatever needs to move on that foot. So left leg lifts. Step it forward. You're in the low lunge one. Inhale, rounding. And exhale. You're gonna plant that right hand. Rotate. So I pick up the front of the right foot, left foot, rotate it over. And then come on back to lunge. Boom. We're gonna do that one more time, just so you've got it. Rotate. Come back to your lunge. Right knee comes down. Inhale, both arms toward the sky. And then just exhale them to the earth, nice and easy, and find your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. And then exhale, lower back down again. You're gonna bring your hands really wide. You can be on your fingertips or hands can be all the way down, but we're gonna roll the shoulders one at a time. I love doing this. People think it looks weird. Yes, but it feels amazing. Looks like some kind of a weird bug. And then we're gonna change the direction. Wow. So instead of backwards, you're going forwards. And now let's press down through both of those hands and we're gonna come into what's called Super Cobra, okay? So you don't have to straighten your arms, they can be bent, but they're far enough apart that you're not jacking up your back, and then lower back down and make your way to a downward facing dog. So from downward dog, lift the right leg toward the sky and then step that foot forward. And what we're gonna do now is Sandasana. I'm trying to break down the elements, we're gonna put them all together. So from here, you're just gonna shift your weight to the left leg, booty way back, chest is forward. So you got a straight right leg, bent left leg, and then we'll switch and go back again to lunge. Let's try that again. Come on back to Sandasana. And then back to your lunge, and then just step back to your downward facing dog. Now inhale, left leg reaches up. Step that foot forward. We're gonna come to the same situation, Sandasana. So move it back to the right leg, and then come back to your lunge, rotating around. One more time, come on back, and then forward, and make your way to downward facing dog. So while you're here in downward dog, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna add all these things together into a variation that comes from prana vinyasa flow, but I've changed it a little bit. That's my lineage, just so if you're wondering. And it comes from like a water element, so it's very flowy. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Let's reach the right leg toward the sky. Step that foot next to or right behind the right hand. Left hand down, rotate both of the feet to face the left. So I'm gonna have my arm back here. Now, you're gonna turn those feet again. We're gonna rotate around, bend the right leg, the left leg, right leg is straight, Sandasana. Looks like this. Let's try it again. You're gonna rotate around, both feet go to face right, right arm is back. And then let's come back to Sandasana again. See, that's not so bad. Now come on forward to your lunge and then lower the left knee. Inhale, both arms come toward the sky. And then exhale, hands come down to the earth. Come to the top of the push-up. Now you can float the right leg if you want, or lower it down. You can always make it harder or easier. Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or upward dog. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Yeah, loving it. All right, side two, left leg lifts. Step it forward into this lunge. Right hand stays down, good. Rotate both feet to the left arm comes back. And then we're gonna rotate around to Sandasana. So shift your weight to the right leg, booty back. We're gonna do that again. So rotating around, feet go to the left arm back. And then back to your Sandasana. Aren't you glad I started slowly? All right, coming forward again. Lunge, lower the right knee. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, hands come down. Float the leg or not, we're coming through Chaturanga. Nice. Cobra. And back to downward facing dog for a few breaths. Just to get reconnoitered, so get back there and check in with yourself, like, how does this feel right now? So right now, it's already not the same namaskar you're used to. So I'm trying to get you out of your default, like, thinking mind, and I want to invite you to feel into this a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna come into it again. Let's lift the right leg toward the sky. Exhale, step the foot forward. Left hand stays down, rotate both feet to the right, right arm comes back. Now this time, stay here. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Exhale, bring it back by your hips. If this bothers your wrist, you can always lower a knee. Now we're going to go into Sandasana. So rotate around, bent left leg, right leg straight. Just one time. We're gonna rotate forward to find your lunge, lower the left knee. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Nice. Plank for your knees or otherwise, Chaturanga. Nice. Cobra. And downward facing dog. That was great, everybody. Woo, you've got this. Left leg lifts. Stepping forward, rotate both feet to the left, left arm back, and then inhale and reach it forward above your head. Bring it back by your hip, and then we're gonna rotate all the way into Sandasana, right leg. Turning the feet again, finding lunge, lowering the right knee. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale them around into the ground. Find your plank through your Chaturanga. Let's lower down, stay down when you get after your back bend. Choose back bend. And then come back down. All right, so before we continue here, we're gonna bring both of your forearms forward, if this feels okay. So push down, and then you're gonna keep pushing down and forward into the left arm. Maybe reach the right arm forward, palm facing it. You can technically do this all the way down, and some of you are super bendy, Daria, and you're up here. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides. You choose what works for you. Pushing down and forward, coming on up. Now left hand is facing in. Draw the head of the arm bone back. And down. Make your way to a downward facing dog. That was essentially your break. We're adding on just a little more and then we'll be able to move on. Let's lift the right leg toward the sky. Step it forward. Nice fluid motion. You're gonna keep the left hand out, right feet turn. Inhale, open this up. Exhale, bring it back by your hip. Now push those feet, rotate to the left, Sandasana. Come back to a lunge, lower the left knee. Inhale, arms are up now. I want you to really power up the back leg, tuck those toes under, and rising up to a standing lunge. We'll be here for a couple breaths. All right, hands come down. Now straighten the front leg, pick up the front of that foot. You can have the back heel up. Some of you were like, yeah, I can do that on my sleep. You can go ahead and put the heel down on the back. All right, coming back into your lunge. Hands to the earth, plank through Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just one more time through, left side. Left leg reaches up. Step through for your low lunge. Rotate to the left, left arm by your hip. Inhale, open up and stretch it. Bring it back by your hip. And then we're gonna turn to the right. Sandasana. Rotate to find the lunge. Lower the right knee. Inhale, arms up. Now, your right toes are tucked under. Push through those feet. Lift the back thigh. 3 breaths. All right, hands come down. Same thing, inversion of partial Uttanasana or pyramid. Straighten the front leg. You don't have to pin those feet down. Just go somewhere that you can reach, where you're getting a stretch, but you're not overdoing it yet, or at any point, actually. And bend your knee. Hands pressed down, find your plank. Chaturanga. And that's all she wrote for that, Cobra. Woo! Child's pose, knees are wide, hips move back, and just move as much as you need to or as little as you need to. Of course, you can always take child's pose anytime. Some of you are like, you might want to, hey there, Joey, grab some water. Okay. So now we're going to use the mini band. I threatened you guys with the mini band today, not today, but in the videos. You don't have to. So if you've got one, put it on. If you don't, you'll still get a good workout here. We're going to do some core cultivation and actually start working towards strengthening and opening the outer hips for what's coming your way. Lay on your back. We'll start with some glute bridges. You're going to exhale strongly, and so you can feel that your ribs are knit together, okay? From there, arms are down. We're going to push through the feet, pick up. This is not a back bend, it's a glute bridge. So down and up. Keep your ribs actively engaged, those muscles. There shouldn't be like a back bend here at all. Now we want to strengthen our glutes. It's so important. It helps our backs. It's not just about like, okay, having a nice posterior, right? It's about being able to have lots of functional strength. I have back issues, and they told me, the doctors were like, okay, if you want to have less back pain, you just got to get a really strong back side. And that doesn't mean my back. Now we're going to go 5 fast. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you're going to lay on the left side. Starting with the feet together, knees are bent, they're out in front of you. We're going to do clamshells. So flex your feet. Use the top foot as leverage against the bottom. And we're going to open up and down. 2, 3, your speed. I'm going to do 20. I don't love these. Whew. I've already lost count. We'll go 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, now we're gonna come up and you're gonna use your bottom leg, your left leg, kind of like a kickstand. The other leg is gonna be out, so just like this. Now, some bands are flimsy and this isn't gonna work. That's fine, but I'm going to try to lean forward and pull this leg up, and it's major work from my bottom leg. So don't worry, you won't be here long, just gonna be 5 seconds. Good, come on down. Lowering all the way back down onto your left side. You're gonna bring the right leg forward any way you can, and then kick that left leg back, just so it's an extension. And now we're gonna lift the bottom leg up and down. This is all priming us. Now, sometimes it's the stuff you don't love that gets you where you really wanna go. It's all part of the process. I used to hate warrior 2. Now I'm like, oh, warrior 2. I used to get into downward dog and sweat buckets. And now I'm like, oh, it really is a rest pose. Okay, we get better at the things we do. So let's do 3, 2, 1. Roll over onto your belly. Arms are gonna come out like wings. And then press your pelvis down. We're gonna keep the thighs, the hips down. Arms are gonna come up. Just peel the chest up until the ribs, the lower ribs are still down. So don't throw your neck back. The jaw is relaxed. You're gazing forward or even down for 3, 2, 1. Okay, come onto your hands and knees. Oh no, what next, right? Okay, we're gonna do some lateral leg lifts. We used to call these fire hydrant poses. It's really classy, I know. I'll come to diagonal. Some of you are laughing like, yes, I remember this. So right leg's gonna lift and down, just 15, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Lay on your back. Woo. We gotta do all that on the second side, and then we're up flowing. So let's just get through this, shall we? All right, feet come down, 20. I'm just gonna count in my mind so I don't blow it. But there we go, up and down, same thing. Squeeze at the top. It's like Kapalabhati breathing. Give me one extra. All right, roll over to the right side. Feet together, knees forward. I know that now you're starting to really feel it. We're just gonna get through it. Let's go. Let's knee up, down, 2. Some of you, it looks so easy. You might need to get a heavier band. Woo. I'm giving you a little extra on this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. All right, come on up again into this version of a half moon on the ground, okay? So you can bring your forearm, you can bring your hand, but we're only gonna be here for 10 seconds. Really flex your glutes, maybe press through the heel. Abs are active. Oh, 10 seconds is a long time. 2, 1. Whew. Laying down, bring the left leg forward, and we're gonna go for it. Okay, so extend the right leg, lifting it up and down. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it over. This is it. This is all for the ground. We'll take the band off. And let's go. So 15 of them. 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, take the band off, y'all. Grab a quick drink of water if you need it. You don't want to kick the band so far away you can't find it, because we'll use it later just to help you, kind of like a strap. But make your way to a downward facing dog. We're ready for the flow part of the class. Oh, I love it. I see some of these like, hello, gorgeous bottles. Oh, Cindy, you're here. Oh my gosh. We just have to, I'm looking at all of y'all. I want to see your names so that I can imagine you and send you light and love. Oh, Maddie's here. Oh my gosh, y'all, Michelle, you guys, I'm just so excited. Okay, Jolie, from downward dog. Bend your knees. Let's hop forward and fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. And then hands to your heart. Okay, this should seem easy at first. So you're gonna stand on the left leg, pick up the right knee, and tilt the heel in. Yeah. Now, if you can, grab the heel. We're gonna just bring the knee to the side, or you're gonna just let the hip rotate all the way up at the hip joint, okay? So I'm really strengthening and activating, squeezing my left hip and glute. All right, from there, you're gonna go ahead and rotate that leg, bring it back, and we're gonna take it behind the left foot. So you can see that I'm bending my knees, this back foot rotates out. You're gonna grab the right wrist and then bend both knees. Kind of like if you're standing there like, yeah, what? Like that. So you're gonna grab it and open through the side body. And then come on back up, pull the knee in. So this one you'll love. You're gonna bend both knees, stick your booty back, and it looks like a grasshopper pose. So it's not warrior 3, it's like a bent leg warrior 3. We're only here for another inhale. And then exhale, come on up. Okay, let's rotate through those hips. Hey, you chose to be here, but thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Stand on the right leg now. Pick up the left leg. Let that heel rotate in. Grab around. If this isn't a possibility, you can find any kind of a tree pose, right? So from there, just kind of hanging out. If you want more, you can extend the right arm up. It's totally your decision. And now let go of the foot. Take it behind you like you did before. It looks like one of those Debbie goddesses. Left arm goes up and over. Grab the wrist with the right hand. And come on up, float the knee if you can. So your option here, if you have back issues, is you can just come like this, the foot down. If you want to really push it, you can go for it here. And come on up, reach both arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank and lower through your vinyasa, Chaturanga. Don't go all the way back to downward dog, please. Here's your Cobra or up dog. Lower down, bend both of your knees thusly and see if you can catch your feet. Now, if you can't, then you're just gonna reach back like you're going to. You're gonna press down into your pelvis. I'm grabbing my feet, legs up. So I'm thinking about balls of my feet coming up. And this is much more right now about opening the front of my body than about how deep can I get into the back bend. And then come on down. Hands next to your chest. We're coming into Anahata Asana or puppy pose. So arms are forward, push into your palms and lower your chest toward the floor. Your knees are right, your hips are over your knees. Now slide your hands back. Those of you who practice with me regularly know what's coming. You're gonna sit on your shins and your knees can be a 2 fists apart or more. Bring the thumb on the inside, fingers on the outside. You can lean back. Maybe you stay here. I'm gonna push down like crazy into my arms and feet, pick up my hips. Now maybe I'm shifting the weight forward into a version of camel pose, maybe, but it's okay to be all the way back here or even sitting down. And now we really do let the hips down, make your way to downward facing dog. Let's reach the right leg up. Step it forward. Now don't come up into a warrior one, just bring your hands to the inside. Now back heel can lift or it can be down and rooted like you're in a warrior one. And this is called tiger pose. I'm wearing my cheetah pants, so I'll call it a cheetah pose. So heart's lifted, and I'm gonna think about pushing my foot and my knee away, creating space, stretching my inner thigh. Now, you're gonna turn the feet into Sandasana, bring it back. Whew, beauty, how far back can you bring it? It's like you're rotating your pelvis back behind you, and then rotate again. Chest comes low and then through. Let's bring it back again. So if you got my music, it's like you can imagine that you're in the African outback and then down and through, right, actually, or whatever outback, the desert, and back again. And through. We're gonna do one more, and then just so you know, this is gonna come up into a triangle pose. So you're going to come all the way forward, bring your hand to your shin or block, and straighten up into triangle. Nothing fancy, just a regular old Trikonasana. Yeah, I love it. I love what I'm seeing. Good. Now bend the front knee. Hands come down, one on each side. You're gonna lower the left knee, shift your weight back. Now y'all, this is your opportunity. Can you go a little deeper? Maybe not. We're not gonna be here very long, but maybe, whew, Lisa's legs say, not right now. All right, slide your heel back again, people. You're gonna set yourself up by tucking your toes under, plant your left hand, and you're gonna rotate and find the side plank, but this time, you're gonna turn it into a bigger side plank. So you can bring your foot further back and extend your arm. You can always lower your knee, whatever you want, or you can stack your legs, it's up to you. Now your hand's gonna come down and somehow you're gonna reach it up, right leg back up again. Pull the knee in and shoot it out. We're just gonna hold this, shooting it out. Now I want you to practice this, the next thing. Keep the right hand down. You're gonna rotate the left foot down and bend that knee. So it's like Sandasana. I know this looks really weird, okay? So from the side, looks like this. So just come on back, you're done with that, and make your way to the earth. Inhale, if it didn't happen, it's one of those cases of who cares, and back down. Make your way to downward facing dog. Yeah. Now left leg lifts up. Step that foot forward. Both hands to the inside. I'm gonna press down, rooting through the back heel. I'm gonna push my left outer knee away from me so I can feel a huge stretch through the inner thighs. We're coming back to Sandasana. Whew. And forward. So it's like you can dip down and back if you want. I go straight back. And then maybe I feel like I'm going under a bar and through. Let's do one more like that. Actually, two more. Woo! Because we're going to come up into triangle. Coming back. All the way through. Find your Trikonasana. Now, enjoy this for what it is. It's stable. It's integrated. And it's kind of a rest, yeah? Give me one more breath in here. Bend your knee. Let's bring one hand on each side of that foot. Now, we're gonna go ahead and add in the half split here. Lower the back knee, shift your weight back, and take it in before we do the second half thing. Just moving it around. Does it make a difference? We'll find out. Slide the foot back. Okay, we're gonna rotate. Here we go. So planting the right hand, rotate. Find your version of a side plank so that foot can come back. You can stack it. I know some of you are dying to go into something even bigger. By all means, do it. All right, your hand's gonna come down. Go ahead and lower the foot. Lift the leg up again. Pull the knee in and shoot it out to the right. So we did this last time. You're gonna kind of just push down into the left foot, rotate the right foot down, bend that knee, bring the weight back. Yeah, like that. If you wanted, you could try lifting that foot on its own. Oh. All right, we're gonna come on back to downward facing dog. Now make your way through your vinyasa to the ground, but don't go back to downward dog, just Cobra up dog. All the way down. This is gonna feel great. Arms are out like wings. We're gonna bend that right knee and then bring the foot behind you. Yeah, and if you want, you could, reach back, catch the foot, but whatever works. And then come back onto your belly. Switching sides. And back. Hands underneath you. Let's come up into your up dog or Cobra again. And then downward facing dog. Time goes fast when you're having fun. Bend your knees, look forward. Let's hop to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale, rise, arms above you. Exhale, hands to your heart. So what I'm going to show you before we move on, that I've kind of created this thing, I call it Swan, or you can call it Shavasana. It looks like this. So we do the same thing that we did forward. You can be here, or you can kind of go up and down like this, woo, to make it harder. So it's like Sandasana on her Swan, yeah? Okay, stand on the left leg. You're gonna pick up the right leg, grab the inside of the foot or heel. You can just open up to the side. You can grab around the big toe instead. This is easier. I'll do that. You can stay just like this, or open it up. Maybe go high with the arm. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Extended hand to foot. Bend your knee. Okay, take that foot behind you, grabbing the right wrist, sit down. See if you can go a little deeper this time, feeling the stretch all the way down into your hip. And then come on up. All right, floating right leg. Here we go, Swan. All the way back. You can touch your foot down, that's okay. But you're moving through the hip joint. Ooh. That's my knee cracking. Last one, hold. And step that foot forward. Let's just fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Same thing, second side. So standing on the right leg, picking up the left foot. I'm gonna grab the toe. It just feels a little easier for me. And to the side. I guess easier is not always better, but maybe accessibility is the way to go. You can kick through the heel as much as you want or keep it bent. But if you're like falling all over, then keep it integrated. Abs, glutes, pressing down to rise up. All right, here we go. Release it. Foot comes to the other side. Grab it. You can see that I'm even extending the back leg. My left leg in. Woo. Open through the side. And come on up. Hands to your heart. Oh, I forgot. And Swan pose. Up and down. I just give you an extra second to reconnoiter and to get grounded. One more. Step back foot in. You've got this. Fold forward. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Yeah. Step back plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. All right. We're going to make it even more interesting. From here, laying down, bend the right knee. If you can reach back and catch the foot with the left hand, cool. If you can't, you're going to do what you did before. So from here, I'm just going to roll over onto the left shoulder, left hand, right foot, or do what you did. And back to your belly. Second side. So you can even just grab the foot after you rotate like this, finding it. And back to center. Hands come in. Press yourself up onto your knees. Toes tuck under. Yeah, here we go again. Thumbs on the inside, fingers on the outside. We're coming into a camel pose. So maybe you just think about rotating your arms back, squeezing your shoulders together, your shoulder blades together, or you can come on up. All the way back down. So before you come up, I'm going to show you what's coming because it's fun. You got to be playful, like a child, a happy child. So we're going to end up coming up, don't do it yet. And then I'm going to take you into what I call lion pose, Sandasana. So front foot points forward, back foot, 45-degree angle if possible. You're going to sit down, it's going to feel awkward, and then you're going to press your knees so wide, and go like this. Now here's where it's going to get fun. You're going to lean back, and then you're going to press up to, and then do a half moon, okay? All right, let's go ahead and do this, shall we? From there, right leg, let's go to downward dog, right leg lifts. Step that foot forward into warrior one. We're saying hello to warrior one again. And then open to a warrior two. Let your arms come down and slide the feet closer. So seriously, like 3 feet at the most apart. Then you're gonna sit your butt down, push the knees wide. Yeah, I'm watching you. Remember, front foot's pointing forward. It's not goddess pose. And then extend. Now it's almost like a yoga twerk, okay? I know that's disgusting. Look, here we go. Here we are for 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna lean back, use the left arm to help you cartwheel like a kid all the way up. You can use a block if you want. I'll do it with a block to show you. And here we are. We'll do it again. We're gonna cartwheel up and back down. Again, cartwheel up. See, it can be fun. And back. Let's do 2 more. We're almost done with class, the hard part. Back. This is the last one. You're gonna hold half moon. Hold it. Now remember, knit your ribs in, squeeze your glutes. Think about sit bones coming closer together as you extend in every direction. That's Vyana Vayu. And then step back. Whew. You're gonna bring your hands down and lower with the left knee, bring the foot behind you. So here we are. Whew. Whew. You're gonna extend through the right heel, and we'll come into a variation of Parigasana or gate pose. And again, this time instead of like straight, find rounding, opening through the side. Maybe your heart rate's elevated a little bit. Just remind you that you are alive. You can do hard things. And come all the way up. Slide your foot in. You might want to use a block, it's up to you. We're going to do a low version of side angle. So from here, the arm is up or extended, and I want you to focus on pushing your knee forward and into your right arm for even more inner thigh opening. And then hands come down, one on each side. Bring that left foot back and take your vinyasa, or you can just go to a downward facing dog. No fancy back bends. Just when you're ready, meet me in downward dog. Stick with me, it's just another 2 minutes or so. Left leg lifts. Step forward to warrior 1, rooting down through the back foot. You can do this. Open to warrior 2. And then just shorten it up. You can even straighten your legs, shorten them up. Okay, boom. Sit down. You're only doing it 1 time on each side. Hey, you're Beyonce. Okay, or Jennifer Lopez in the 90s, for those of you who are old enough to know that. She was a fly girl. Way before she was with Bennifer. Okay, so lean back, cartwheel it up, and back. So inhale it up, step back. Again, maybe you just stay up there. If you're like, I'm over this, you don't have to do all these things. You can just hold your half moon. 1 more, we're gonna hold it. If your breath has gone somewhere, find it, bring it back. All right, step it back. And go ahead and lower your back knee. Take your foot behind you, setting up to come into Parigasana pose. Slide your hand down. And since this isn't about, remember, open through the side. The people who watch this video are gonna be like, what? This woman is so silly. All right, come on up. Slide your foot in. Shavasana, Konasana. And again, think about left knee pushing into the left arm pushing back. Huge opening here. We're getting ready for some sundial pose, something else, and then just stretch you and do a quick meditation. All right, and You're just going to step that foot back. All right, here we go. Make your way to a downward facing dog, the peak pose. Right leg reaches up. Step it all the way forward into that low lunge, lower the back knee. You're gonna take that the left shin back, setting yourself up here. Okay, we're gonna do a variation of a really deep arm balance, except for you're doing it on your knees, so it's accessible. You can use a block here too. So you take a block, put it behind your foot, on the outside of the foot. We're gonna come down and think about bringing your hips back behind you, like you're trying to think about your pelvis moving back. And get your shoulder as low as you can go. And do your best, maybe you take your hand to the back of the shin, and maybe you don't, okay? So if you're able to, you're gonna just press the right hand against the floor. Now this is all about compression and leverage. So think about pushing your right arm forward. You're going to lean back into the left leg. Let's try that again. So hug your leg into your arm into your leg, lean back, and balance for a moment. Now some of you are like, yeah, I'm there. You can grab your foot if you want, and maybe think about looking under your elbow. You can open up if you want. You can do it without, whatever. You can just pretend like it's happening. Put the foot down. All right. Now we're just gonna make your way into the lunge on the other side. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to do a vinyasa. Left leg comes forward. Lower the right knee. Foot comes back. So I'm gonna use a block on the outside just to show you that it might be easier for you. Get nice and low. Think about spinning your thighs back and underneath you. Grabbing around the block. You're gonna push into the hand, push back and forward. See how much easier that was for me? And come down. Just go into your version of this arm balance. Maybe here. Maybe this is my not as open side. And then we're coming on out of it. Everybody just sit down, please. Bring your feet together for Trikonasana. Ooh, maybe a little butterfly there. That was good. Maybe you did a couple things you haven't done before. Maybe it was all old habits. You came at it in a different way. Let's grab the ankles, lift the chest. And soften, exhale, round towards your feet. You're gonna make your way back up. Take your left foot in towards you. And we're gonna come into baby cradle. And maybe you're only here. Say hi to Bruce. He thinks somebody's living inside the iPad. Bruce. Okay, so some of you can really rock your baby. And then lift your chest. So even if you're all the way out here, just see what can you do. Now we're gonna lean out onto the left hip and bring the right arm under. Even if you're down here, just do what you can do. I'm gonna bring my leg up as high as I can. And then left hand's gonna go over the foot. From there, instead of kicking straight forward, you're gonna think about diagonal, maybe peeking underneath your elbow. My elbow's bent to start. And then opening up, peeking whatever for sundial. And come on back. Take a moment, collect yourself. All right, step inside. Just baby cradle. So if you want to turn that, those of you who know 8-limb pose, Trikonasana, feel free to do that. I will on this side just to show you. Hopefully my cats won't make my leg fall. All right. Okay, so chest in, rotate from the hip. You're gonna lean out to the right hip. Get your arm as low underneath as you can. Even if this is just, you're here, okay? And let's go for it. Right hand over the top. and the elbow. Think about what you've been doing, opening through your side body the entire class. If you want to turn it into Asana, I'm not even going to cue it. I'm just going to do it. Woo. Okay, good. Whew, right. Let's just bring the legs very wide. Kind of walk your hips back and then fold forward. But don't go like you're trying to, like, I'm going to go so low. Just kind of soften, press through the heels, and then relax your head. And we're gonna come on back up. I know you've been doing this action throughout class, but bring the feet in close to you. Cross the right ankle over. And we'll just do a figure 4 pose. And here it's okay, go ahead and round if you want, because you're supported, or be an extension. Just see what feels right. Like, where do you need a stretch? And then we're gonna switch legs. Cross the opposite ankle over. Looks like baby cradle. Looks like Shavasana. So many poses, so many asanas that are foundational, that come from this basic kind of hip opening. We're gonna let that go. Both feet are down. Lay on your back. We're gonna come into happy baby pose. Grab the outsides of your feet. Pull your knees down. Maybe rock from side to side. And then both of your feet, it's like you're doing a squat on the ceiling. Let's release that. Bring your feet down in front of you, but bring them very wide. And don't log off yet, please. So even though it's technically 1 minute too, just give me a few more minutes. Give yourself a few more minutes. Press both of the knees over toward the left. And you're going to push down through the inside of the left ankle to get a huge stretch across, the right ankle to get it across the front of your hip. And then come on up. Second side. Now it's the left ankle. Push it down. Feel that stretch. We've been integrating back bends throughout the entire class, so we're not going to add them in right now. We're just going to come back through the middle. Hug both of your knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug. Knees and nose toward each other, round the back. And then relax all the way into Shavasana. And while you're there, I'll prompt you a few things. Go for it. Relax, relax. Yes. So, yes, I see you. If you want to, if you'd rather just sit down in a comfortable position, you can do that instead. But from Shavasana, I'm just gonna, you can listen to me or you can listen to your own breath. But I just want to say that sometimes we come in with a certain intention to do something. And it's well intended. And we show up, and what we see is that what you had planned and what was intended is actually not what was really needed. And when we have an open mindset, a growth mindset, then we can kind of, look around, make those adjustments, and then move forward still with positive intention, but having maneuvered into the way that is most necessary for where you're at. And this is actually what my friend did with Cobra Rising. She suffered a great tragedy in her life. She was so sad, just devastated, so much so that she couldn't function. I think some of us have experienced something similar. And she said that she got to the point where she couldn't go any deeper into the abyss. So she looked for purpose and meaning. And she started to participate, donating her time to nonprofits and other organizations. And she fell in love with the idea of helping these orphans in Africa and Ethiopia. And so she created a foundation, and she went over to Africa, and they were all set up to help the orphans. That's what we're going to do, thinking that, they got the money in place, they'd done everything that they could. But when they got there, that's not what the people wanted. What they wanted was water. What they needed was water. The most foundational thing. They couldn't go to school. They were just spending their entire days trying to gather water. I think sometimes we're like that. We're overshooting the mark. We're looking for the bigger thing, when what we need to do is, what is the most important thing that I need now? And so for those of you who are still with me, I'm just going to say that she readjusted, and they brought water. They dug a well, and the people were so happy. And it was the well that actually ended up helping every single family that lives in that village. Because of the well, then they were able to get education. And then this whole thing grew with the intention that she could, create schools. And then she could give microloans to women so they could have more freedom. And it's finally to the place now where her perception early on, and I use the story not for any other reason than to show you, is that we have this micro idea of what we need and what we're going to do, when the universe has a much bigger plan. We just have to be open to that idea, open to that plan. And it starts with intention. And so you go in there, you see what needs to happen, you put your special sauce into it, and then you adjust. And you might think, well, I'm not qualified, but we get qualified in the doing. Anyway, as you're here, I just wanted to thank you and let you know that we are all capable of happiness and in having our most foundational needs met. And that often comes down to us taking care of those needs, reconnecting with self, reconnecting with, your breath, sometimes moving a little differently than you planned. You did it today. And then just see what are the results and make the adaptation as you go. So I just wanted to, maybe that wasn't exactly the meditation I was planning. It's 5 minutes after, but I would like for us all just to come up into a seated position, those of you who are still with me. And we're going to do a little self-love, just taking through a little meditation. So hands to your heart, or you can have one hand to your heart and the other hand on top of it. And in your mind, you're going to repeat what I say. And it's, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be loved. And I want you to know that you can offer all those things for yourself. That you're worthy of happiness, peace, all that the world has to offer. Thank you so much for coming to this Rising Together series. I'm so grateful for your being willing to play, having an open mind. If you have any comments, feedback, whatever, I'm open to it. Just thank you so much for being here today. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you. So awesome. Y'all are so beautiful. So lovely. Oh, Regi, love you.
Yeah, make sure that you're looking at the chat. There's lots of love for you.
I mean, I could go for like an hour more, but like I don't want to do all y'all that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis, Maddie, Samantha, Cheryl, Claudia, hi. Oh, Lisa, thank you so much for coming. I see you, Janet. I feel like that show Romper Room for when I was little, and there was this woman at the end, and she'd go romper, bumper, stomper, do, and she had a mirror, and she'd say, I see Lisa, and I see Joellen, and you're just like dying. Can she see me? Can she see me? I see you, and I more than see you, I see you. So I see you. So Nicole, Marjorie, Kyoko, yeah. So fun to have all y'all here. And I hope that you guys, oh, Daria, I love you. I hope y'all are gonna do something fun today. Thank you, Meredith. So great, you guys. I like to say y'all, I wanna be inclusive, sorry. I wanna be as inclusive as possible. And if you like this top, by the way, I say loving the new, and nobody's making me say this, I'm loving the summer tops and bottoms, and the leopard is coming out next week in blue and red. So amazing. Love them.
I'm super excited about that.
Thanks again.
So nice to see you, Janet, as always.
Yeah, nice to see you. Everybody have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Great class.
Thank you so much for joining
those
us.
of you who came from far, far away. I know that in Iran, it's like 11 p.m. by now or something. I want to be looking at y'all here. Kind sister, Linda, Hanadi,